Hello everyone, my name is Alex, but you know me as Medallions, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. It's been a tiny bit since I've done this. Also, my TV's audio is really high, and I put the remote all the way on the other side of the room. What is with me? Alright, it's much lower. In the last episode, we finished up the dungeon to get the fire element, and to no surprise, we got the fire element. And this has given Malari plenty of time to work on the sword. I mean, blacksmithing is not the shortest thing, or he's not the quickest thing ever, so I can't guarantee he's done, but he probably is. And now the sword's green. I don't know how it could be green. I know the actual reason why they made it green, but I'll explain that a lot later in the game. Like, as far as gameplay design perspective, there's a reason, at least I think it's the reason, but it would involve spoilers for a lot later in the game, so, you know. Also, for the record, they told us to go to the sanctuary in Hyrule Castle. So, we have a new, more powerful sword. And now, we can take a shortcut down Mount Krenel. So yeah, I do want to do a few things with the sword before we infuse stuff with it. I'm not gonna have much to do, but I did not mean to hit that button. I pressed start and it didn't work, so. We are about to learn a pretty practical ability. It's very nice to hold on to, and, you know, this dog is still in the way. Now that we have the Cane of Pachi, there's a few things we can do around in Castletown? What's this town called again? I don't remember. But if we talk to this guy, he mentions that we have a new sword and he's ready to train with us again. This ability is very practical, and surprisingly you don't start with it. It's called Rock Breaker. It's the easiest ability to perform because, I mean, it's just the easiest ability because all you're able to do is break stuff like pots with your sword. And as soon as we get the Tiger Scroll, we can break stuff with our sword. Now, I'm gonna do a few things around here and in the town. Don't even remember what it's called. Okay, that is 300 rupees, so if you just press B whenever, then that happens. But I'm gonna do a few things around in the town with this sword, because it's not gonna last long. So, while it's green, also, if I wanted to, I could do screen smoothing, but you know what, if you guys want screen smoothing, I think it's in settings. Yeah. If you guys want it, the game looks like this in screen smoothing. I'm not a big fan of what it looks like, but I can pretty easily deal with it. Kind of looks like a painting. I personally prefer it like this. And if no one mentions anything, we're going to leave it like this, but if the majority of people say they'd rather have it just have screen smoothing on, then sure. So, I suppose let's get some of the stuff done that we can do now. Okay, so the first thing we can do is whenever this girl moves out of the... Actually, can I? I do. Nice. I hope this gets uploaded in June because that's her name. Speaking of which, this is the first recording session that started after the first episode went up. Also, I am turning the game audio higher. We'll get that later. So, there's a few people around that want to fuse. This is important. You have the same one. There's a technique later in the game to farm specifically green kinstones, but I'll get to that later. Maybe turn the game audio a little lower, because I'm talking quietly. Maybe turn my microphone louder. Then I seem louder than I actually am being. So I'm being actually pretty quiet. Much quieter than usual. So I have to make it super sensitive so you can always hear all that. The air conditioning in the background. Wow, I've used up all my green kinstones. I'm pretty sure that this... Nope, never mind. You might know what I'm talking about, and it's something I definitely want to take care of. So if we get this... I can tell every time, because I have a sensor bar over there, and every time it turns blue... Every time a blue light turns on, you know. But this is what I find weird. You can just kind of flip one of these things open, and from a crack, you can turn into a mini Link. For some reason, there's a door on the pot. So if you found it suspicious that everyone had the exact same pot, well, now you know. So here's the thing. Cats want to kill you, but you can also fuse kinstones with them. I don't have any grains, so go away. There's this chick up here that... Why does everyone want greens? So now we can also cross this land bridge of sorts. And then let's go talk to this dog, who also wants a green kinstone. What's with greens? And he says all he wanted was attention, so now we'll get out of the way. Also, in this building, there's a bunch of builders. There's also this person and another person you can fuse kinstones with, and I don't have any more greens. I'll have to farm those sometimes. I'll have to go lawn mowing. So from here we can turn bigger and no one's gonna question it. And we can break their pots and steal their money. But let's get into this tree here. If we go into this tree and talk to this person, they talk about figurines and mysterious shells. So we can bet shells. They can give shells. The more shells you give, the higher chance you have of getting a new figurine. Because you start out with literally 0 figurines, you're guaranteed to get a new one. it is impossible to get the same type. So we just give them figurines, and then pull the lever, we get an egg, and we get pestos. That's what those are. I'll have a bonus video showing all of them, if I remember, or if I'm reminded. I'll make a bonus video. Oh, well, here's an example. There's not very many figurines at the moment, so it seems like there's only about 50. Like I was saying, I might make a bonus video just kind of scrolling through all of them. And now we got Big Green Choo Choo, you know, the boss from the first dungeon. In a personal file of mine, I do have literally every single one of them. Later in the game, you can't really spoil anything for yourself with these because you can only get stuff from enemies that you're familiar with. Wow. What was that, a 6% chance? If you get one you want, he gives you 5 rupees. Regardless, let's check out this house. It's locked. This dog is no longer in the way as much. Let's check out this house. And there's this guy in it who also wants to fuse kinstones. This time he has a red kinstone. At least it's not green. This is very obviously a post's office. So this guy's just really concerned with his job. And you know what? I don't either. We can go, this guy seems unreliable according to Eslo. He's the mayor of this town, and he likes to collect masks. Want to fuse kinstones? I wish I had a kinstone. I'm just gonna flip your pot, because I feel like it. And he has an odd ladder in his backyard that leads to sewers. And we got our first red kinstone. I'm pretty sure this is actually the same one he asks to fuse with, so... yeah, they basically just give you that fusion. This place looks not super familiar, but not that unfamiliar either. And it's in Lon Lon Ranch. Okay. This right here is the school. School's in session right now, so I can't go in. Wait. It's Booger Boy! I don't want your boogers. Go away. I guess let's just get started going to the sanctuary that's in Hyrule Castle. This area kind of looks weird, but I mean it's just like 4 trees in an odd square. Okay, how can you wear stuff if you're already something to be worn? So, I could spend a lot of time exploring Hyrule Castle, but I know where the shrine is, so I'm just gonna go. You know, now that I mention it, they've probably said where the shrine is. Now, the doorway glows, and no one apparently is able to see it except for us. So, we have to infuse the elements we have. Uh-oh, we're trapped. We have to apparently fuse our elements with this sword. But I mean, I'm getting really tired. I think maybe I should let this go off until next episode, and I'm just gonna stick with terrible segues like that. See you all then, goodbye.